Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Well, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, ladies and gentlemen, whenever and wherever you are. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Cici Kurniasi. I am the student of English Department Study Program at Kuningan University, and here I will make a video presentation about the material, the article that my lecturer given to me. It is to fulfill the assignment of classroom discourse analysis, with the title of the article is Conversation Analysis as Discourse Approaches to Teaching EFL Speaking. With me, presenter Cici Kurniasi from PBI 2022A. Alright, 2022, yeah, correct. Alright, so here we look at the table of contents. Here I will share and explain to you guys about the introduction, research method, findings and discussion, conclusion and reference of this article. Alright, here we look at the introduction of this article. There are grand theory and previous study. So, for the grand theory, conversation analysis theory as an approach to discourse analysis. Conversation analysis studies the structure and process of natural conversation in everyday human interaction. So, basically, CA or conversation analysis is how we analyze the structure of conversation in our daily life. Like in our daily life, we made a lot of communication with people, right? And there are also major aspects in CA that can we learn from this article. For the first one is turn taking. It is about how and when people take turns speaking during a conversation. People often signal when they done talking, for example, like using poses, or using phrases so or anyway, and then that's your turn to speak. For example, in a classroom, the teachers give the question to the students, blah 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 blah, and then the students answer about that question. It is how the turn taking works, like when and how the speakers can speak, the turn of them to speak about their insights. And then the second one is conversational styles. Alright, so for people have their styles to speak. There is some kind of people that speak quickly and don't have so much pause, but there's also people that they speak more slowly and leave longer pauses and etc. And then for the third is adjacency pairs. It is like where one speaker's statement is followed by a specific type of responses. For example, like I say hi to my friend, and then my friend could say hello to me, and then that is how adjacency pairs works. Like the greeting that I given to my friend, and then the response that my friend given to me is connect or match. And then the fourth one is repair. It is like when people make mistakes or misunderstood each other, then repair is the process of fixing these issues. Maybe when we talk about anything, alright, so we often or we sometimes made mistakes. And then repair is how we fix them. It can be self-repair, or it also can be other initiated self-repair and etc. And then, for the previous study, Stokes, Skegolf, and Jefferson's 1974 research on conversational norms, turn-taking, and then Goffman's also in 1976 and 1979 research on oral interaction. So in this article, the previous study of this article, basically they work highlights about the structure and social norms guiding everyday interactions, of course in CA or conversation analysis. And then next to the research question. The first one, how can the theoretical foundations of conversation analysis be examined in depth? And then, how can the application of the discourse approach be explored for teaching English as a foreign language or EFL speaking skills? And then, for the research method of this article, the research method used in this article is qualitative analysis of the conversation text originating from the television interview program named Larry King Live. And here is findings and discussion. So, conversation analysis has its theoretical foundations rooted in the traditions of ethnomethodology, that is studying how people make sense of their everyday actions. It focuses on the method and practices people use to understand and organize their actions, conversation, and interactions. Instead of looking at the big social cultures, ethnomethodology looks at the small, everyday things people to do make social life possible and understandable. For example, like I asked my friend in a message, what's the plan for tonight? And then my friend replied to my message, we plan to go to the library, for example. Oh my god, go to the library at night? Alright, that's just the example. Then it is how ethnomethodology can work in this thing. Like my friend already know about the plan that I talking about, and then I also recognize. No. I know that my friend know about the plan that I talking about, and then my friend also already know about the tonight that I mean. Like we're not we have no to have a further explanation for that conversation because we already know about the situation. We already make sense of our conversation, like it is unspoken rules in our daily conversation. And then ethnomethodology and discourse analysis. So ethnomethodology is studying how people make sense of their everyday actions. Beside that, discourse analysis study about how language is used in conversation, about the structure, vocabulary, like analyze question forms or how people open and close their conversation. It is about the discourse analysis. And then, this approach emphasized the importance of understanding the structure, norms, and dynamics of natural interaction in specific socio-cultural contexts. This article applies principles of conversation analysis, such as a decency pair that I talked in before, and then turn-taking patterns, high orientation conversation styles, and speaker self-repair. And then next, the application of discourse approach in teaching English as a foreign language speaking skills can provide rich contributions. Learners not only practice technical speaking skills but also understand the pragmatic or social use of language and sociolinguistic or cultural norms and language aspects in oral communication. EFL speaking skills learning can be more effective and in accordance with the needs of learners in communicating orally effectively in various contexts. So, with learn about CA and the application of discourse approach in this article, the teacher not only teaching how to pronounce words or make sentences, but also it can help the student to understand how the use of language in real life situation, considering pragmatic and sociolinguistic aspects. And then students can learn not just what to say, but how to say it depending on the context. They can more confident to speak in English and making friends or solving problems in their group because they already know about CA and the discourse approach is really neat to help them. And then next, result of conversation text analysis. Found side-by-side pairs in the form of question-answer sequences. It is like conversation often follow a pattern where one person asks question and then another person have to answer that question. And then controlled and well-managed turn-taking patterns by participants. So the participants take turns speaking in an organized and smooth way. And then high involvement style of conversation characterized by a high level of overlap and minimal pauses between turns of speak. It is like the conversation is active with lots of overlapping speech and very few pauses between turns. And then repairs made independently by the speaker or self-repair. So the speaker naturally repair their mistakes when they speak. They fix their own mistakes during the conversation without needing help from the other people. And then next, pedagogical implications of conversation analysis. The first one, discussing turn-taking roles and privilege in different contexts. In conversation, who speak and when depends on the context. For example, like in classroom, in meeting, the turn-taking may different because it is based on the context. We use the language based on the situations. And knowing these rules helps learner participate appropriately. And then training turn-taking through language practice. So teachers can use effective activities to practice waiting for turns and speaking at the right time, improving communication. So they can know when they speak, when they turn to speak, and when they turn to not speak. And then comparing norms across cultures. It is different cultures have different speaking rules. So understanding this helps the learners to adapt to the various local cultures, to the various cultures in this world, and so that they didn't make mistakes with the culture they bring or uh, they accept from the other people. Alright, so here is the conclusion of this article. In conclusion, conversation analysis can be a useful foundation in teaching English as a foreign language speaking skills. The application of conversation analysis concepts such as turn-taking, repair, conversational style can help develop students' oral communication skills in a variety of relevant contexts. So, yeah, conversation analysis is so important to help us to know when and how the turn to we speak each other, and it can develop students in oral communication. Like, we can now in a different context we may have different conversational styles, right? So that's about the article. And then, thanks. This presentation is presented to fulfill the assignment of CDA or Classroom Discourse Analysis course with the lecturer Bapak Marwito Wihadi SPD MPD at Kuningan University. And here is the reference of this article. So that's about my presentation. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm so sorry for my mistakes. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.